Imagine this. You're sipping coffee on a calm Saturday morning, birds chirping, the sun hitting just right, and then bam, your phone lights up with a name you swore you'd erased from memory. The name that haunted your weekends, ambushed your mailbox, and turned your yard into a war zone of HOA violations. Karen. Yes, that Karen. This is the same woman who once left me a 4-page complaint because my trash can lid wasn't fully sealed. The same neighbor who called an emergency HOA meeting because my wind chimes were offensive to the neighborhood vibe. She's the reason I developed ninja-like skills for rolling out garbage bins under cover of night. And now, she's calling me, not to complain, not to threaten, but to ask for help. At first, I laughed. Out loud, the kind of laugh that makes your dog tilt its head in confusion. My arch nemesis, the self-declared sheriff of suburban order, the HOA Karen herself, needed me. The sweet smell of cosmic justice filled the air. This was it, the revenge moment I dreamed about. But here's the twist. What started as the juiciest opportunity for payback turned into something else entirely. A moral tug of war. A showdown not between me and Karen, but between my darker side craving petty satisfaction and my better self whispering, be decent. So buckle up, because this is the story of how my worst enemy became the person begging for my help and how my decision changed everything. Let's rewind to the exact moment this plot twist dropped into my lap. If my life were a TV show, this would be the episode where the villain suddenly appears vulnerable. Picture me sprawled on my couch, enjoying the peaceful silence that comes with a Karen-free week. Then my phone buzzes. I glance down. Her name. That name. It felt like a jump scare in a horror movie. My first reaction was, she must have butt-dialed me. No way she intentionally called. Then I answered, and I swear to you, her voice wasn't its usual nails on a chalkboard screech. It was shaky, almost desperate. I, 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 I need your help. I nearly dropped my phone. This was the same woman who once measured my lawn with a ruler, shaking her head as if I'd committed a crime against grasskine. The same neighbor who called an emergency HOA meeting because my wind chimes were offensive to the neighborhood vibe. She's the reason I developed ninja-like skills for rolling out garbage bins under cover of night. And now, she's calling me. Not to complain, not to threaten, but to ask for help. At first, I laughed, out loud, the kind of laugh that makes your dog tilt its head in confusion. My arch nemesis, the self-declared sheriff of suburban order, the HOA Karen herself, needed me. The sweet smell of cosmic justice filled the air. This was it, the revenge moment I dreamed about. But here's the twist. What started as the juiciest opportunity for payback turned into something else entirely. A moral tug of war. A showdown, not between me and Karen, but between my darker side, craving petty satisfaction, and my better self whispering, be decent. So buckle up, because this is the story of how my worst enemy became the person begging for my help, and how my decision changed everything. Let's get one thing straight. Revenge tastes delicious. Or at least it sounds delicious when you've been tortured by HOA fines and passive-aggressive newsletters. So when Karen dropped her bombshell of desperation, my brain immediately served up a 5-course meal of pettiness. Option A, ignore her call. Let karma do its job. Option B, rub it in. Remember when you made me move my car 3 feet to the left because it was blocking community symmetry? Yeah, good luck with your problem. Option C, go full Shakespearean villain. Oh, how the tables have turned. But then something annoying happened. My conscience barged in like an uninvited guest. Are you really going to let someone suffer, even if they once fined you for leaving a bike on your porch? Here's the thing. Karen's problem wasn't minor. It wasn't another neighborhood squabble. It was serious, something that actually mattered. And for the first time, I realized she wasn't playing her usual HOA power games. She was genuinely in trouble. The easy road was revenge. The hard road was compassion. And suddenly, I was standing at the crossroads, trying to decide which path to take. It's like the universe handed me a test. Will you be petty, or will you be a decent human being? And here's what made it harder. I wanted to fail the test. I wanted to let her sweat because, honestly, after years of harassment, part of me believed she deserved it. But then I remembered something my dad once told me. Don't let someone else's bad behavior turn you into them. Dang it, Dad. Why do you have to be right at the worst times? And just when I thought I had it figured out, I saw a side of Karen I never imagined. When I finally met her face to face, I braced myself for the usual smugness. But what I saw stopped me in my tracks. She wasn't armed with clipboards or violation notices. She wasn't barking orders. She looked small, scared, human. For years, I had painted Karen in my head as this cartoon villain, the Cruella de Vil of cul-de-sacs, the Voldemort of vinyl siding. But here she was, shaking, her voice cracking as she explained her situation. It wasn't her fault this time. It wasn't about control or nitpicking. Life had simply dealt her a cruel hand. Seeing her like that was unsettling. Imagine Darth Vader suddenly pulling off the mask not to reveal a terrifying monster, but just a tired old man gasping for air. That's what it felt like. For the first time, I saw beyond the Karen persona. I saw a neighbor, a person, someone who wasn't invincible, who wasn't in control, and who wasn't immune to fear. And that realization hit me harder than any HOA fine ever could. My inner villain started shrinking. The devil on my shoulder went quiet. Because deep down, I couldn't shake the truth that even HOA Karens are human beings. And humans, even the worst of them, sometimes need help. And that brought me to the biggest decision of all: revenge or compassion? Here it was, the climax of my HOA soap opera. On one side, the chance for revenge, so sweet it could fuel my pettiness for years. On the other, the uncomfortable, noble path of actually helping her. I pictured both outcomes. Scenario 1, I slam the metaphorical door in her face, pour myself a celebratory drink, and toast to karma. Scenario 2, I help her against every grudge-held instinct and maybe, just maybe, rewrite the script of our neighborhood rivalry. The debate in my head was brutal. I replayed every insult, every violation, every smug smirk she'd ever thrown my way. But then I thought about what it means to be the bigger person. Was this really about Karen, or was it about me proving to myself that I could rise above it? Finally, I made my choice. I helped her. Not because she deserved it, not because I owed her anything, but because in that moment, I realized I didn't want to carry the bitterness anymore. Revenge would have felt good for a minute. Compassion, though, that would last longer. So I helped her. And the look on her face, priceless. Not smug, not entitled, just genuine gratitude. I could tell it embarrassed her to accept my help, but for once, she dropped the act. Word spread quickly through the neighborhood, because of course it did. Suddenly, people looked at me differently. I wasn't just the guy who'd been at war with Karen for years. I was the guy who helped her when it counted. And Karen, she didn't transform into an angel overnight, but something shifted. She toned down the pettiness. Fewer violation slips showed up in my mailbox. Our encounters became less Cold War and more neighborly detente. But the real change wasn't in her. It was in me. I realized that revenge might have felt satisfying for 5 minutes, but letting go, that gave me peace I hadn't felt in years. It was like dropping a weight I didn't realize I'd been carrying. Helping Karen didn't erase the past, but it rewrote the ending. Instead of enemies locked in endless battle, we became two people who found a sliver of common ground. And that leads me to the final reflection, the lesson I didn't expect to learn from my nemesis. So what did I learn from helping the HOA Karen of my nightmares? That sometimes the universe hands you the juiciest revenge plot, and instead of biting down, you realize it's not revenge you need, it's closure. Karen will probably always be a little difficult. That's her brand. But now, when I see her walking down the street, I don't feel anger boiling up. I just nod, maybe even smile, because I know I chose compassion over pettiness. And that decision gave me more power than any HOA victory ever could. But here's where I flip the question back to you. Imagine your own Karen, the person who drove you nuts, pushed every button, maybe even made your life miserable. Now picture them coming to you, asking for help. Do you give them the cold shoulder? Or do you rise above and help anyway? Drop your answers in the comments. I need to know just how savage or saintly my audience really is. And while you're here, hit that like button if you've ever survived an HOA battle. Subscribe to HOA Wars for more insane neighborhood stories. And share this with a friend who's dealing with their own Karen. Until next time, may your lawn stay green, your mailboxes stay regulation approved, and your HOA encounters stay far, far away.